Okay, so today's story time is super duper exciting. Our reader's name is Abhijeet. They're going to be reading The Boy and the Bindi, which is a story about a Desi child who's fascinated with his mother's bindis. And then after that, we're going to do a very special activity with Miss Dash, which is going to be really fun. I'm very, very pumped about that one. I'm going to pass it off to Abhijeet, who's an incredible drag performer and artist from Chicago. Abhijeet, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Hey, how are you? How's everyone doing? So nice to see y'all. I'm so excited. This is my first Desi Rainbow story time, and we're actually reading one of my favorite storybooks. So I'm like really, really excited for today. If any of you have read this book before or know about this book, let me know in the chat. I really want to like get to know like what's going on. But yeah, let me start over. My name is Abhijeet. I am a drag artist from Chicago, and I am originally from Mumbai. I moved to the US in 2012 for school, and I've been here since then. And in that whole time, I've discovered drag as a really fun outlet for me to express myself and for me to just, have fun, be colorful, try out new things, learn new skills, and just find community. It was through drag that I found like some of my closest friends and some of my chosen family in Chicago. So it's definitely been something that's a very, very important part of my life. Um, yeah, and what's there not what's not to like with drag when you get to dress like this and look like this. So this book is called The Boy and the Bindi, and it's by Vivek Shraya, who is a trans and gender non-conforming South Asian author from Canada, and it's illustrated by Rajni Pereira, who's done some like really gorgeous stuff that looks like watercolors and the galaxy, and it's honestly like such an amazing experience. So let's just get started. I'm going to be reading it on my end, and then I'll turn it around so you can see all the beautiful illustrations. The Boy and the Bindi. Have you seen my Ummy's dot? It is a bright and pretty spot. Right here. Wow, right? It's so beautiful. The long hair, her brown skin, and then you can see the red dot right here. Her dot comes in every hue. She likes red and sometimes blue. She peels and pastes it like a sticker gently with her thumb and finger. And you can see all her different kinds of bindis drawn over here. What are some of your favorite colors? I really like purple and yellow. That's what I'm wearing today. What are your favorite colors? Ooh, blue is so good. And green, yes. I have all these colors behind me too. I have some green, and I guess all my blue stuff is in the laundry today. Above her nose is where it goes. What is this dot? I want to know. You can see he's looking at his mom putting on the dot on her face. And he wants to know more about it. He asks, Ummi, why do you wear that dot? What is so special about that spot? It's not a dot, says my Ummi. It's not a spot. It's a bindi. See right here. He's asking her about it, and he finds out that it's not called a dot or called a spot, it's called a bindi. What's a bindi? What does it do? My bindi keeps me safe and true. Look at this. And they're standing in home. She's wearing a lovely yellow sari, and he's in some blue shorts. How does it do that, Ummi? How? Well, when I stick it on my brow, My bindi tells me where I'm from. My bindi reminds me of my mom and when she gave me my first one. And we were talking a while earlier about where we are from and what home means to us. So for this character's mother, the bindi reminds her of her own mother and where she is from. I know someone said they like blue and green. You can see some really fun blue, green, and purple. That's for us over here. I look at her bindi with this view. I too would like to be safe and true. Ami, can I have a bindi to wear? Do you have one more to spare? She smiles and reaches in her drawer. Ta-da, she says, this one's yours. And you can see her look into her drawer and she has all kinds of things in there. She has bobby clips and a brush and some other like lovely clips and a perfume, but she reaches for the bindis. She sticks it on my bare forehead, but in the mirror, I don't see red. What a surprise to discover yellow is my bindi's color. And if you remember from earlier, his mom was wearing a red bindi, but the one that she puts on his forehead is yellow. I think it looks really nice on him. As soon as it's on, I feel so calm, like all the noise around is gone. See right here, he's starting to feel everything around him. It's the whole world and the universe is opening up. But when I'm outside, people stare. Maybe they want a bindi to wear. My friends at school all want to know, what is that dot above your nose? You can see he's in the playground here wearing his yellow bindi, and people are wondering what's going on. But we know that it's not a dot and it's not a spot. It's called a bindi. Let's see what happens next. I do not have the words to say, but if I close my eyes and wait, my bindi turns into a star, and then my forehead turns into the sky. That's when all my fears fade out of sight and my body feels so light. Ami was so very right. And to him, you can see his bindi takes him to a place far beyond here. He's with the stars and the galaxy, and he can see all the colors of the rainbow just by closing his eyes. So now I leave it on my face. My bindi will always have its place. When I bathe or go to bed, my bindi stays on my forehead. You can see he's in his bathtub, and if you look closely, he still has his yellow bindi on. Not just because of the glue or because it keeps me true, but sometimes I felt small like a dot, and sometimes ugly like a blot. See, he's surrounded by all these different bindis, all these shapes and colors and sizes. And look how different they are. And even though they're all different from each other, they're still all as beautiful, right? And maybe that's what he's discovering about himself. But if a bindi can be more than a spot and bring my beauty where it was not, maybe I can too. See here, still wearing his lovely yellow bindi, and his imagination is going wild with flowers and leaves, and everything is so beautiful. Have you seen my yellow dot? It's a bindi, not a spot. Why do you wear a bindi, you say? Why is it so special anyway? See the bright yellow bindi. Well, my Bindi is like my third eye, watching over me all the time, making sure I don't hide everything I am inside and everything that I can be. You can see right here the beautiful watercolors in the galaxy. His Bindi's opening up to be something so much more than just himself. Thank you, Ami, for my Bindi. You see here, him and his Ammi, our mother, are both connected by the bond between their Bindi. And that's all that's there in the book today. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I was saying earlier, the book is by Vivek Shraya, who is a Toronto-based artist and writer. And the illustrations are by Rajni Pereira, who is also from Toronto, Canada. And that's The Boy and the Bindi.
So folks, do we have any questions? Or does anyone want to share? Like what jumped out to you about that story?
The first time that I saw this book, it was at a library, and I was just there to like pick out something for myself, and then I saw this on display, and it was one of the first times that I saw like a book and the cover something that like reminded me of myself. So like as soon as I saw it, I knew that like this is gonna be an awesome book, because how often do you see people that look like you and that feel like you on the cover of a book, right? So I picked it out and I opened it and I was like, wow, this story is so cool. And so when I was asked to this event and I saw the book on the list, I was like, it has to be this one for me. And I had to fight the other drag queens to get it, but I got it. Yeah, so to a lot of people, when they're talking about the third eye, they're talking about just like their mind opening up and experiencing new things, things that they had never thought of before, and just like, taking in everything around them. And I feel the same way. Through my drag, I get to like really experience things from a different perspective. I get to look at things differently than how I'm used to when I'm not dressed like this. And so to me, like, my third eye is just like what my drag is, because I get to see things differently, brighter colors, and everything is just so great. I love flowers. My favorite flower is the marigold because with all the yellow and orange colors, it's so beautiful.
Okay. Well, from here, I think we might transition over to our activity that we have, which is a very, very special component of story time.
Hello, artists. Welcome to Desi Rainbow Storytime, organized by Desi Rainbow parents and allies. Today's storytime was led by the incredible Abhijeet, who read the book The Boy and the Bindi by Vivek Shraya. For today's beautiful artwork, you're going to need 4 materials: blank piece of paper, pencil, eraser, and oil pastels. Start by placing the paper vertically on the table the long way, and with that we are going to begin our upside down U. Now you can see that I'm practicing with my finger and seeing how big I want my upside down U to be. I'm leaving 1 finger distance from the edges. You can make a little dot if you would like, and then you can draw your upside down U. At first, I like to draw lightly and then go over the line again when I'm happy with what I've drawn. Once you complete drawing your upside down U, we are going to move on to drawing our third eye. For our third eye, we are going to draw 2 curved lines at the top of the upside down U, so close to the edge. Once we're done with that, we're going to draw our iris and pupil. For that, you're going to draw an almost circle inside our 2 curved lines. Then we will draw a smaller circle for the pupil and an even smaller circle for the reflection in the eye. Now we will draw 2 diagonal lines from the corners of our eyes to the edge of the page, just like that. And now we move on to our magnificent hair. I will be drawing wavy lines from a little above the edges of the eye to the bottom of the page. Once you repeat the same on both sides, you will move on to above the upside down U that you have drawn, and then draw wavy lines from there to the edge of the page. And now you can erase the upside down U that you created. You can also draw curved lines for short hair. Next step, eyebrows and eyes. You are going to first begin by drawing 2 curved lines for your eyebrows and 2 curved lines for your eyes that are going in the different directions. So your eyes are closed and your third eye is open. And friends, just like that, it is time to color. We will first begin by drawing yellow dots inside our diagonal lines. And you can draw as many as you'd like. Next up, we will color our universe with cobalt and ultramarine blue. Make sure to color in diagonally in the same directions as the lines we drew. I'm going to begin with the ultramarine blue by outlining the diagonal lines and the top curved line of the eye. Now I'm going to color in patches of ultramarine blue all over the white space. As soon as you're happy with the number of ultramarine blue patches, you can move on to cobalt blue. Color a little bit of the cobalt blue inside the ultramarine blue patches and the rest in the white space so that it really blends in the two colors together. I keep going back and forth between the two colors to make sure that they're blending properly. You may outline the yellow stars with the ultramarine blue and make circles around it, just like I am right now. With your yellow oil pastel, go over the yellow star once more. You will notice that a little bit of the blue tends to go inside the star. This circular motion often reminds me of The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. Once you're done coloring in your universe, go over the stars with yellow and white to make it stand out. We are moving on to our third eye's iris and pupil. Color in your iris with 2 shades of brown and color in your pupil with black. Next, outline your hair with the darker shade of brown and color it in with the lighter shade. Once you're done, add wavy lines inside your hair with the dark brown. We're moving on to the shapes outside the universe. We will use orange and red. Orange to fill the space in, and red for shading. And for our face today, we will be using the color pink. We are coloring in our face with pink and then adding shading with the color red. Find the color black and let's get started on our eyebrows and eyes. Our eyebrows aren't lines. We have hair, sometimes it goes up and sometimes it curls. For today, we are going to use zigzag lines that are very close together for our eyebrows. So let's get started. Then you can draw the lines for your eyes, and if you wish to do so, add some eyelashes. And now for the last step. Outline the hair, the eye, add some eyelashes with the color black, and voila! You have created your beautiful artwork inspired by The Boy and the Bindi. I cannot wait to see your beautiful creations tagged to us at Art with Mustache and at Desi Rainbow Parents on our socials.
All right, folks. Well, we got some information in the chat. We got the links to our social media. Definitely encourage y'all to check out our website or follow our pages. If you have the capacity to donate, we always appreciate a little bit of donation so we can help provide this kind of programming. Make sure you follow Abhijeet also on social media so we can keep in touch. And again, we would really appreciate it if you could fill out this survey. That also helps us apply for grants to get some more funding to do this kind of work.